I get started at 6 or what? Today, Russian. Ruski. Come and join us. Learn a language. Do something with your brain. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Oh, keep it moving. Let's get together. We learned some Russian. I'll learn some Russian. How you guys are doing? Those who were trying to tune in yesterday, I think yesterday was supposed to be Italian day, and all day I was just out of it. I just couldn't do any broadcasting yesterday. So, but today I survived. And so let's get going. I wanted to start today in a different way, so let's try it now. And say dobro poslavlovat nasho polyglot po ruskomu jazyku 27 februara. And it's supposed to be welcome to our Russian language polyglot show for February the 27th. So that was it for today. So we're going to try to make our extend our library of Russian to each class, and we'll see how we do. I said class again. Our fun time together. This is not a class; it's our fun time together. Let me fix that. That camera over there is bringing in too much of my in progress disorder around here. So let me just zoom that in and that over a bit. Okay. So and let's get to it. I found some great resources. I've been finding some great stuff. Let me just slide that co-pilot's chair out of the way. I've been finding stuff all week long, actually, as we go along. Great stuff. And so for our other classes, I say class again. I can't get this university classes out of my head. We're fine. Okay, so let me get situated to deal with our evening and nightly language fun time. And it's been wonderful. So it's really good stuff. So we're going to share them with you. Of course, again, like I said before, this is intended to be fun. It's intended to be non-academic, but cognitive benefit in either case. And it's I want to encourage all of you to, motivate yourself for reasons. For benefiting your brain and for expanding your neurons, and because it fights against later degradation, cognitive degradation, that people face later, which you start forgetting, you start not being able to do things or recall things. And then, and that's even separate from Alzheimer's and dementia. And these are all things that can happen to you as you grow older. So it's a good idea to do some mental exercising, and this is something that you can do. It's we're doing it here for fun. I invite you to come and join me. Just have some fun with it, and just learn what you can learn, and just let your brain fester with new knowledge. And that's a good thing. So I encourage you to do it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing a service for you. So take hold of this. Embrace it. Don't just pass it on or pass it off and go on your day, because one of these days you're going to wish you can remember something important. And so do this. It's an exercise, just like taking a jog during the day, which I also have to start doing again if I can get out there. And it's a mental exercise, and that's what it is. So take the time. Don't let your brain say, I can't do it. Oh man, this sounds like homework. Oh, like you're a weakling. Cause see, then we got you. You want to be a man. You wanna, yeah. You got a big whatever, and hey, you know how to, and whatever. You think yourself so hot and big. Then carry it through to this mental exercise. Don't let your brain say, it's too much. I can't. You can. So make it happen for yourself. But I'm gifting this to you. It's free, and you should gift it to yourself and to your family. So if you have even children around, you can just play with them with the words, teach them a new word here and there, and let them pick it up and introduce them to new words, new languages, and open their minds so that they can have a better future. Because the more languages a child knows and grows up with and is able to master in life, the more money he or she will make. That's a definite. You have a few languages and also the options. I mean, you can go anywhere on the planet and earn a living, make money, survive. And I can point to a few places that if you speak English and the native language, you are God. Okay? God. Well, a king. And they'll treat you like a king too. So, sometimes I think, what am I doing here still? I can be over there and I have servants and people, throwing flowers wherever I go. And, why do I need to be around here? But anyway, it's like it is. So again, but the opportunity is there. That's the whole point. Okay, so let's get into our Russian investigation. What I first wanted to do was to investigate, of course, the Russian words that are similar in English. We did some of these last time. Again, we need to refresh our memory since we're only doing these once a week. And we can see then here we did the search. Of course, what I'm doing is showing you how easy it is for you guys to go and find things and resources and do this on your own. What are the English words Russian, as the way Google, just simply finds things for you. And we can expose ourselves to the list of English words of Russian origin. Like we've been doing mostly when we get started in these languages, we get started, looking at words that we already may speak in English that are already part or close enough to the language that we're focusing on. So, and we just read again to refresh our minds a little bit here of these common words that are the nick that we hear many times, like bushnick or whatever nick. It's a borrowed suffix. Babushka is an old woman or a grandmother, and also it is something that shouldn't be used. Now, this is something I didn't get it from here, right? Because it doesn't mention it here, but in another reference we'll probably get to today, it says that you should never call a young woman babushka, because it would be offensive. Of course, you tell a young lady, an old woman, it is offensive. So also remember that as you're learning these languages and we're fooling around with these languages, don't use them in with people who know the language and whatnot, because don't use them disrespectfully or inappropriately. If you know that babushka means an old woman, don't just throw it out there in front of young Russian ladies. I mean, what do you want to be, a total what they call it, a palda? paldo, something like that. It means a dirty old man, and you also mean it's like a very bad thing. You don't want to be that. You want to be zapado, which is again Russian for we don't want to be a bad old man. So bad old dirty man. So we don't want to be that. We don't want to deal with that. So this is something you have to be careful with, as always. Balalaika, balalaika. I also discovered while I was doing today's research that I do have the ability to hear it here without going to the Google Translator. So let's hear it.
Балалайка. Балалайка.
Balalaika.
Балалайка.
Balalaika. So that's the a triangle-shaped mandolin instrument. And most probably they'll have it pictured here. Oh, they used to have it. I think they showed it before. Okay, the balaclava is that the hat, right? And when we saw these, um, the cosmonaut, and I don't think we have finished this list. So, oh, there were other things that we went through. So let me just look at it a little quickly so that we can get to where we did not cover anything. And I'm just going to look at where we're at here. Tavadich is close friend. You've heard me use that. Tavadich is a close friend, often travel mate, referring to the noun. And we see here the B, the thing that looks like a B in Russian, is sounded as a V. Sounded as a V. So let's get back over there to Vadich. So it sounded out like a V. And then you have the P. You see the letter P? We'll be doing this later on. Also, it's sounded out as an R. So it's tovar, tovar, tovarich, tovarich. Okay. So it's in the former Soviet Union, it was a comrade, often used as a form of address. Now, where did I learn the Tavadich from? Because I have a friend who escaped from Cuba, and he grew up during the Russian and Cuba, relations. So, they picked up a lot of little Russian words, and one of the main ones was the Tavares. I practically use it all around, I'm sure, so that they would be well accepted and all that. So they learned to refer to them as Tavares, and they would refer to them as Tavares, vice versa. And so that was again during the Soviet Union time. So they were saying comrade. So comrades, and it was a form of address, and that's from whom I learned that from. So I do remember doing SAR here. So that is here. We have so here we have in Russian vochina, vochina, because we have this backward looking N actually is like a double E. So and the B is a V, right? So it's vot vote, and that is like an, if I'm not mistaken, like an I. It can be like an I. What other sound? We'll refresh our memories when we get to it later on. I'm going to say vocina because it says it here anyway. And the H is an N. Vocina. And here, otina. I think this could have a CH sign, a CH sound. So that's what it is. The sound that this backward Y makes is like a CH. I'm pretty sure we'll see it. It's planned to be seen since I was already studying it. I'm already doing it for you, but it's ochina as the second rendering. The first rendering is vocina. It refers to the father's heritage, historical, any Slavic land estate that could be inherited, and the land owned by a knyaz. Okay, knyaz. I'm gonna put this through the voicer here, as I call it.
Принц.
I couldn't even hear that myself. Let me bring up the volume so I can hear it. It wants to do it.
Принц. Принц. Принц.
I'm sure it's changing it to English or something. It insists in changing it to Russian. I mean to Azerbaijani, as it says. It claims it to be. I have no way of confirming that, but in any case, we'll just leave it the way it is for now. Yeah, this is the E is like a yeah, as you can see it here. Then the B with the is a V. The C is an S sound. Ek. And then this one has, what type of sound does that make? Before the E and then the E, or it could be like a Y at the end of a state of a word, but it can also be a ya, as they have it here, a ya, 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 and this it was a yevsek ya. So I think this letter, the sound that I haven't mentioned that's here is the T sound, which this could be the T then, the T sound. So it's yevsektivia, tia, and so yeksex is sek, sektia.
И все где.
Ixexia.
И все где.
Ixexia.
И все где.
Ixexia.
И все где.
So again, one thing that since we're learning now, I'm putting emphasis on the English strength of the KTS in this example, and then we hear it in the rendering that it's quite diminished.
И все где.
It almost sounds like this together would be a V. In other places, I think you will hear the K sound pronounced.
И все где.
But we'll put that to the test. We'll see if that's in fact a fact or not. Zampolit, officers in command, deputy for that political matters. He's again political, polit, Zampolit, and that's in the military, a political commissar, or political officer. responsible for political education, ideology, and organization. The unit they are assigned to intended to ensure civilian control of the military. Okay, we have Zek. Zek meaning incarcerated. Oh my goodness. In the former Soviet Union, a person held in a gulag or in a prison. Yes, Taraneko. Bogdan, how are you? Dobro. Dobro. I gotta get that second word out there. Zemshchina. China. Let's try that. If they're rendering.
Земщайна.
Oh my goodness. Zems China. Yeah, that is Zems. I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing great. Welcome to our little fun language learning type of thing, and enjoy yourself. Zems China. Those Zems are China. Zems China. Okay, so this means earth or land. I guess it's historically, or it has a historical reference. The territory under the rule of the boyars, who stayed in Moscow during the reign of Ivan the Terrible. It was separate from the rule of Ivan's own territory, which was administered by the Oprichnina, I guess, and it could be Nina. So Russian isn't too easy, yeah? Yeah, you're telling me it isn't. You're not kidding. I find learning the words, the letters, and doing the change easier than trying to pronounce these things. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. But hey, listen, I figured the harder it is, the better for the noodle up here. Huh? So that's all. Zemsky Sobor. The other interesting thing is that the R in Russia, that P that you see here, is a double R. So, like in Spanish, we have the double R, the rolling R. Oh, it comes out with arroz in Spanish. Arroz. That double R, sabor, is the same in Spanish. So, and actually, if you have some Spanish in you, you can do this. So at least there's things that help in other languages. It's good. This is a good thing. So at least we got just one notch of easiness to this that might not be easy for someone who doesn't like roll the R's because they never did the Spanish. So yeah, that's interesting. And it would be interesting also. I'm interested in where they got the double R'ing from. That's interesting to me because the fact that Spanish has the double R and then Russian has a double R too. That fascinates me. It really does. It fascinates me, and it would be greatly more fascinating. I can do a research now to see that it may have a common origin someplace. So I'll just search because this may have been researched already. I'll directly look for common origin double R phonetic, I guess, or sound, Russian, Spanish. And just throw it out there, see if something pops up. We got the how to pronounce the Spanish double R. And it does mention the Cyrillic characters. It might be something that the Saint Cyril did. Saint Cyril is the one who created the alphabet of the Russian language. So it could be that he got it from Spanish. Is the Russian the same as the Spanish R? Duolingo. Someone asked a question. So let's go over there. Although this is like it's a single R. It says, so I'm a native Spanish speaker, and I noticed that the Russian R sounds very similar to our R, but I can't tell if they pronounce it like a singular R, like the word album, or like a double R, like in the word carro. So, and this person correctly said that it is this symbol, not that one. That one is pronounced similar to P in papa. The sound is similar to that in album. It is normally a two-tap R. The word here, it is a double E sound. I forget GE. Guitarra. Is that guitarra? These guys are crazy. All right, I would say that was guitarra. Guitarra makes it pretty clear. Russian does not have any other R, so if you make it longer, it does not matter. You will just sound less natural. The longer you make it, the less natural it will sound. Note that it gets deep voice before it pause and partially before the voice consonants. That does not matter much for being understood, of course. As I said, Russian only has one such sound. Yeah, so very good, very good. And I'm very sure I did this right. Let me just give it another test, another verification through. Yeah, so it is a guitar, and it sounds exactly the same in Spanish, I would say.
Гитара. Гитара.
Guitar.
Гитара. Гитара. Гитара.
Guitar, right? So it's not the P. It says bold down that that staple symbol is simple P in English, right? And then um, P the P symbol in Russian has the double R sound, as in guitarra. Here the R and the R's are G's, the small ones at least. Yes, the small R looking thing is the G. The backward N is a double E, so it's like Y or G, and then the T is a T, and the R is sounds like R, and the P is the double R, and then the R again, so it's guitarra or guitarra, I think is the way they pronounce it. We'll hear that again just one more time. There. I don't want to go there. Let's there it was. I just want to get that symbol back up there so I can access the voicing.
Гитара. Гитара. Гитара.
Guitarra.
Гитара.
Guitarra.
Гитара.
Guitarra. Okay, very good. All right. Well, again, and even if you didn't say the double R's, I mean, wouldn't they understand? I mean, yeah, guitarra, guitarra. I guess you're saying guitar, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, it's like I'm saying, you don't have to be perfecto mundo, but close enough is good enough. Okay, so we got that. But I wanted to see where the sound come from. That's what I want to do. And we're just giving a brief moment because I like to, these things are important to research. Where did the sounds come in? And why are there common sounds? This is the other common R sound in Spanish, and it's one that you'll need to be, whatever. The second R is phoneme. In Portuguese, double R occurs in three situations. There isn't any history of any sort of prejudice against others. This is in Portuguese R, the Portuguese R. So there seems to be some familiarity. You also have in the Russian the sound like in Bach, Bach, and I believe you have the same sound in Hebrew, and if not in an um, ancient, I have to check if it's Arabic, but that strong sound like you have in German Bach, the ch sound is also another sound that's coming, except not in Spanish, but in some other languages. And I think in Russian you do have that similar sound as well. So it's just curious to me how the different sounds can come into a language. So without anything more direct, I'm going to do a more in-depth search for that during the week. Let's get back into what we were doing before, um, and um, and continue on. We have some religious words here, which gets into some things that we don't need to learn right now. If I see anything that's general, then we'll stop and go into that. But most of these things are very in depth, religious type of references, and regarding old orthodoxy and stuff like that. It's not something you're going to use in your day to day speaking. And it doesn't really add to our understanding of Russian. This, though, may, and this is Popov's, Popovsky, or Popov's China, like our friend said, there is no double R in Russian. But doesn't the P, doesn't it sound like isn't it rolled? I will try to help you, Russia. You want, well, just help us with everyone else. It's all right. But that P sound, the P symbol, doesn't it? Isn't it rolled? It's not a single R. Now here you see the P sound here while we wait for the commentary. But we have the two P's here. The sound, not that it's a P, but the sound is P-O-P, right? Pop, paw. The B with the V sound, Popov, and this, which I think is the T. And then we have the I forgot what that was. It's in the. Let me go looking for it now while we're there. I believe it's here. So, yeah, we have here. This is at RussianLessons.net. RussianLessons.net, and it says it's a hard sign here, and then or here. This is without that little flag. So then this, like a BL, is like an I. And let me see if this had the BL in it. Yeah, so that has the BL. See that? That's the BL. So then this sound is like an I. This is the one. Let's look at that U with the little wagging tail. The U with the little wagging tail is the TS. So that's your C with the other one. So that's the C with the other one. So that is Popovsky, TS and I. There is no other options for it. So the staple. No, the staple is just like, yeah, I do know the staple is not the problem here. The issue was the R. like the Y, yeah, like the short Y. Um, Bogdan says that the BL is sound like the English Y, but it's the short Y because we also have the long Y. But the short Y is E. Um, C. Yeah. So this rendering here is exactly what you see here, or the original word here. So it's exactly the same. And then this one is propose, and then it has that it's like the S. That would be an SH if I'm not mistaken. That W. Well, there's two things. There's two of them. There's a W without a tail and a W. I'm sorry, a W without a tail and a W with it. So it's a soft one. See right here? That's the soft one. And they both are like the same thing. I think that the soft one includes like the vowel, uh, although here it says sha, sha, shia, shia. And then here it just says the sh, like in shut. And here like sheep. It kind of like introduces a little bit of the vowel. And I think that's something, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Ogden can help us with that. Does the difference introduce a little bit of a vowel sound? The soft and hard, meaning that the hard one is sh, like it says here, but the soft one is a sheer, like you change it, like if it was a sh in English, e, as opposed to an shu, which would be a harder one, um, in in um, in Russian. All right, so and I find the reading of the Russian, even though I'm going through it very piecemeal and very roughly, I do have greater facility in the Russian, I feel, than in some other languages in terms of the reading, the switching between what like the P and what's the R and the SH like here. So I think it's for some reason I find it more what do you call it? More easy to work with so far. But I'll have a better estimation of that next week or the following week when I've probably done something like this with all of the languages that we're handling to make a better judgment of that. Uh, sounds like the sh in the word sheet. Yes, that's right. All right. Okay. All right. So we have shops, shops Z. And the Z, well, yeah, because it's Skopje, Skopets and Skop, so Skopje, Skopje, the Skopje, Skopje. CK, the C is an S, K sound is there, the O, no problem with that. You have the P again, the staple is a P. We have again the SH, no, we have again the TSI sound, the C, and then the BL, which is like the end, like the short Y. So it's scopes C, sculpt C. And that means castrated ones. These are vital words you need. You have to have this at your next party. I mean, you can't go to your next party. Friday, tomorrow's Friday night. You got to use this word. So, oh my Scopsy. All right, and this is a religious sect that practice self-castration. Oh my, scope. Starets, starets, star. P is the starets, and with the TS at the end, TS, starets. And let's hear the rendering. It doesn't give us the Russian here for some odd reason. Try to force it. Google's not perfect yet, so there you go. Let's see. Okay. Now here it's going to change what it's going to say, because obviously we have the star, but then we have the double E sound with a K, starik,
Старик.
starik, starik, and it may not be the same thing. So again, starets is what we were looking for, but at least most of it is there, and we can confirm that it is pronounced that way. So not bad at all. Judo. Here's some more letters. I'm only doing these because it introduces these new characters. Although you guys haven't dealt with them yet, if you haven't done any Russian research or looking at the language of the letters, but I have, and it's a good way, since we're going to do this anyway today, to start introducing you to these new characters here, and that is the the U sound of this symbol here. It's very interesting, the symbol, and obviously very interesting, and that you have that U sound, uh, and then you have your R and O, double R sounding, more a throaty sound, and then this one, yes, this is the D. So it's a Urod, D, Div. Yeah, I don't, and this at the end is interesting. That N at the end which should be a short air maybe, but I don't think so. Let's see if this has the short. When I say short, I mean the little tilde on the top of it is a Y sound, so it's not the E. So it is a boy. It's like E, toy, oi, oi. So it's like the E, still like the E, but it's not the long E. See, this is E. It's like a shorter E. That's all. So you got to pronounce it more shorter. Euro DV, right? DV, and it's gonna sound long anyway, in my opinion, because you have the Y sound before it anyway. So it's like almost it's like a YE, or in this case here, like it has a YJ on it on this rendering right after that. So what do we do now? We hear it.
Юродивый. Юродивый.
Юродивый.
Юродивый. Юродивый.
Юродивый. So it's a little, that little in the ending is still is sounded. It's not a E, but it's like an E. It's E, and so that's where you get that
Юродивый.
Юродивый. Юродивый.
Юродивый.
Юродивый. Yi, ro, di, with the end there, that backward end is E. D, V, D, V, and then there's a Y, D, V. Eurodivi. And that is a form of Eastern Orthodox asceticism, in which one intentionally acts foolish in the eyes of men. A holy fool. Eurodivi. Use that at your next party. This is interesting. This is a Zanamini chant. Let's just see what this, how this is pronounced here. Russian.
Знаменное. 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 Знаменное.
Chant. And because we like music so much, let's go hear a little bit of that. I would love to hear that. So let's look into that. Let me go into some videos. Oh, let's hear this.
In thy kingdom remember us, O Lord, when thou comest in thy kingdom. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Can we find something?
Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Searching for family vacations?
Sorry
Find it
about
with
that.
Verbo. They search millions of amazing vacations.
In thy kingdom remember us, O Lord.
Same thing, but not in Russian.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
Let's try to hear this. Says the Zanamina chant that as I was locally informed, no musical instruments accompany chants in Orthodox churches because the human voice, one of the greatest achievements of God, cannot be polluted by man. All right, and so this is what we call a cappella, and those of you, it's not the same as Gregorian chant, but it comes from the chanting period and style in the development of the musical liturgy in the church. And so this is again, as music developed, if you know any music history and church history, you know that the church developed music to the point where we went through all these stages. And of course, the churches had formed their beliefs and integrated their beliefs into those forms they use for music and in the church, and also set their restrictions, of course, like this one being, this is what we do, this is the most purest and most holiest way, and so this is the way it's going to stay, and basically that's the way it stayed. But then you have your other church traditions who did not believe in limiting that, or believe in continuing and pursuing more forms, and so then you have the other periods of music and development of music until they all went out and blew out into the open world, or the mundum secludum. Okay, so that was good. Chants are very nice. I mean, if you're learning music, it's something that you should expose yourself to, and realize that they're singing their musical notes are the same thing as done for instruments. There is no difference. The voice is an instrument. It's just that when the voice is sung, it's the perfectness of the voice is that actually there are words that are sung, so that also transmits a message, and not just the musical timbre and the notes, and the dynamics of the voicing, and the inter-exchange and the intertonal realities or realization that comes to play within the music or the singing. In this point, same thing happens in the music, except that the music isn't saying anything you understand in your language. But this is just even more wonderful, right? That you have this musical melodicism, and also it is not just it's musical communication, it's cognitive communication, but also the communication that you understand, and the messaging in that, and then the expressiveness within the melody itself, and the harmonies that are the harmony that's created between the different voicings. So that's just wonderful, and also the creativity, because at least in Bach, he created paintings. He created, you know, a wonderful texture that accompanied what was sung when we deal with the cantatas, and created this magnificent creation and messaging in his music. Absolutely powerful. But again, it is something that you also have to respect the just the voicing alone. It's an art in itself, and it's pure, as it says. It's pure. It doesn't involve the instrument. The other reason for this also that a lot of the instruments were used in bars. They were used. They were used in what you would call sinful secular usage, and the church would have absolutely wanted to keep any any ideation of secularism out of the church. It was you see churches with all these demons and things on the outside, but that the messaging really was that the church was a safe haven. It was meant to those things were meant to scare away the evil things, so that when people came in, they will come in free from those things, and we don't want any of that inside the church. So that was the basic messaging with that. And this coincides the sentiment of keeping the secular out there, and this is holy and pure inside. All right. So that was interesting. Let me have a time check here. Okay, we're almost finished for today. Um, so this, let me share with you the some resources so that you can see what we've been doing, and you can practice on your own up to what we've done so far today. Was made possible by RussianLessons.net. And the first lesson here is the alphabet. Will be using this site more and more for our lessons on this site. Now, see, I refer to people's sites, but I also know that these people are. It would be nice, even if they did this out of an act of love, it would be nice for them, for people to go to the site, right? And also to share and to tell other people, hey, I found this great site that we get free lessons here in Russian. But also, if any of you are really interested in learning Russian, they have this site is monetized with Google ads, as you see here. This is not my site. I have nothing to do with it, but I do recognize these sites. I plug them and give them some free promo, and you know that you guys can see that they, you know, by clicking on their, just clicking, you don't have to buy anything, just click it. If you want to do that, you can get that Babel course. There's some other things here. Let me see what he got. He has Amazon links with a referral ID. So that means that that this person, I keep saying he, oh my goodness, well, whoever owns this website put it together painstakingly, makes a little money if you buy some of the books he has there. So again, I encourage you guys to do that, and I'll be having some underneath the YouTube videos as well, just as a help. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not doing this for money, but I'll have it there as a help to you guys, and it also helps me, just like this person. We would help them if you order, if you go through the Amazon link and order through there as well. So if this is a resource you're going to use, give them some love and click on something and get it. And also, you can do the same with me because you'll buy more than one thing, so it's okay. Just so, and you two, we're Global My CDH Network, and you guys can go there, and I'll have those resources on all of the polyglots. I don't have them yet. I'll be putting them up tonight, most probably. Okay, and some other things there. And I'll show you some other. We did the Russian alphabet as well on Wikipedia. This is a little more difficult to go through, but yeah, it's a resource in either case. Now, for next week, we're going to get a little spicy, so I'm going to give you the warning. We're going to get into some of the more on what do you call that? Shameful words in Russian. So we're going to talk a little bit about words that aren't really nice. So we're going to get into a little of that next week. So if you want to join us for that, you can. And again, as always, Open Culture, they have the free Russian resources here. And we got some great resources from the government here, also for free. Open Culture is the way to go, man. OpenCulture.com, free Russian lessons. Okay? And we got some great resources here. The Foreign Service language courses are here, and they're all for many different languages. There's a lot of resources here, so that's another thing you guys can look at. We got for Russian here. Here's an example of a very wonderful training here. And if you know a little Spanish, there's words in here that are in Spanish. The person who put this together is a Spanish person. They have English words and Spanish sounding words, Spanish words. Not that you need to speak Spanish, but in actuality, some of these words are Spanish words. These words are not, let's say, they're not necessarily, they are not Russian words. They're written with Russian letters. And the purpose of that exercise that you see on your screen is for you to start pronouncing the letters, just like I was doing before. I'm able to do that because I was practicing this. So then whenever you see those letters, you begin to automatically start replacing and giving the sound that it's supposed to have. Fantastic resource. Again, we'll do more of this next week when we get together on our Russian Polyglot Thursday nights. And we thank you for joining with us today. And I'll see you guys next week. If everything goes well, we'll see you guys next week. Sunday, I begin my Sunday Bible classes. Saturday, the Shabbat classes. Next Saturday, not this one, but the following one. And we'll have our regular schedule. We should be trying to get to full speed still next week. So that should be what you should be expecting. And again, we thank you very much for joining us. Learn the language. Do something new. Don't cough. Learn with your dark sound. German is Saturday. Come and join us. We got a lot of fun coming. Take care. Tomorrow we should be doing Portuguese, I think. I think tomorrow is Portuguese Day. Let's see. And if we get to do it, it will be our first Portuguese show. So come on over if you see me on. Take care, and until we meet again.